Hey guys, Big J coming back to you from Lizard Juice again. Today we're going to do a basic mod 101, okay? Going to keep it simple, keep it kind of short, break it down to some of the stuff you need to know. Some of you guys might be scared of mods, some of you guys might not even know what mods are. You see guys walking around, they're blowing these huge clouds, you know, you've got your little 650 battery with your CE4, you're like, why are they even bothering doing that? It might be something you want to get into eventually, or you're just a little interested in it. So like I said, I'm going to try and keep it super simple for you, and we'll start. So basically there's two types of mods, okay? You have your regulated mod, okay? Your regulated mod is going to be basically a variable voltage, variable wattage, or both type of mod. It's got a chip in there. It's going to protect you from short circuiting. It's going to read your ohms. I mean, these things will basically bend over backwards and do cartwheels for you for the most part. Okay, you can get, depending on what you get all kinds of fun features. I can charge stuff with this, etc., etc. Okay, I recommend this if you're kind of new, because this will protect you from basically hurting yourself, hurting your equipment. Regulated, non-regulated, mechanical. Okay, mechanical, if you can operate a flashlight, you can operate a mechanical mod. Okay, this guy's real simple. As you can see, there is nothing in there. It's just a tube. Okay, there's nothing in there to regulate anything. It's not variable voltage, it's not variable wattage. What this does is controlled by this, your battery. That's it. Now, that being said, you can purchase what they call a kick chip that will regulate the battery output, but let's just keep it simple. Mechanical mod. The reason they call it mechanical is that's all it does. There's no fancy circuitry, anything like that. Comes apart, put the battery down. But I mean, there's a top, a bottom, and a tube. It's a big fancy battery holder, okay? That being said, it's gonna take me to my next part. If you are gonna get into mechanical mods, you need to have the proper batteries. So we're gonna cut now. I'm gonna grab some batteries, and then I'll explain to you some battery safety, all right? Okay guys, now we're gonna talk about battery safety. Start with, we have the regulated here, okay? These are nice because that's all it is. It's one giant battery. There's no unscrew the bottom, take a battery out, put a battery in, okay? This is the battery. It's regulated, like I said before. It will keep this from blowing up in your hand, okay? That being said, you get into the mechanical mod like I showed you earlier. You're gonna start getting into something like this. This is a Sony VTC4. Great battery. At that point, you have to start worrying about your amperage, okay? Amps is the big one. Your milliamp hours, or the mAh, that's cool. It's just basically gonna tell you how long the battery's gonna last before it dies. Your big thing, especially if you're gonna go sub-ohm, okay, which is anything under 1.0, if you're gonna go sub-ohm, you have to have a high drain, high amp output battery. The higher the amps, the better. I can get into all that. I'm not going to, because here's a good rule of thumb. Google's your friend, okay? If you know what you know what you're buying, you know what you're building, etc., get on there. Google ohms calculators, okay? It'll tell you what type of battery how much amperage your battery needs to be. It'll tell you what ohms you can run it at, etc., etc. Because basically, if you run a regular non-high drain battery at a very low amp, and you put that in and try and run a 0.5 sub-ohm coil, you're effectively vaping a grenade. Okay, the battery is going to vent. All right, when a battery vents, it's gonna do literally that. It's gonna find a way to vent itself, meaning it's gonna pop and release gas, release liquid, or it's just gonna blow up in your hand. All right, nobody wants that. I don't want that. That's kind of why I stick to the regulated box mods. But that being said, different strokes for different folks. So if you are gonna get batteries, do your research on the batteries. Trust me, there's a million websites out there. Get on some vape groups, anything like that. Ask for advice. Don't just go out and buy something, stick it together, and vape it, okay? It might work for the first minute or two, but you're gonna feel it getting hotter, and it could literally, folks, I'm not even joking with you, it can blow up and take a chunk out of your hand, okay? So if you're gonna vape and be safe, all right? Next thing we're going to go over RBAs, RDAs, and RTAs, and what the difference are. You've probably heard those terms before. We're just going to go over what the difference is, and I'll see you in a minute. So let's get into a little bit of terminology. You've probably heard these before: RBA, RDA, and RTA. Okay, RBA is a generic term for a rebuildable atomizer. That being said, that's what it is. It's a rebuildable atomizer. Your coil's inside, that's your atomizer with the wick. Okay, so we'll move to an RDA, rebuildable dripping atomizer. Okay, you've probably seen these. They look somewhat similar to this. Okay, basically what happens is you have a build deck like so. All right, and you're twisting your own coils. You're putting your own wicking material in there. And as you can see, there's no tank to it. Okay, if you're used to something like this where you can vape on it for hours, this isn't what you want. This is more of the cloud chasing type of thing. And the reason it's called a rebuildable dripping atomizer is the only way this gets juice when you put it back together is take a couple hits. Okay, you will pull the top cap off and you will drip juice into it. Okay, now depending on the wicking and the depth of the juice well, etc., in there is how many hits you're going to get out of it. You know, obviously the wattage. There's so many determining factors that could go into it, but you get the idea. You build your coils, you put the wicks in there, and if you want to refill it with juice, you drip it. So that's why it's called an RDA. Moving on, you have what they call an RTA, rebuildable tank atomizer. Now, this is a Kanger sub tank. Yes, I know, I don't have it set up in RTA mode. I left the box back at the office, that's my bad. But basically, to get the idea of the concept, okay, picture this, but super tiny, okay, inside of this tank, okay, and you're like, well, it's basically an RDA. No, it's not. Because what you're gonna do is you're gonna put that little piece in there, basically a little mini RDA, inside your tank, all right? But the difference is you can still fill this tank with juice. And as you fire it, it's gonna filter the juice through. Now with the RTA, you're still building your own coil, you're still putting your own wicking in there, however you wanna do it, but you have the convenience of the juice being in the tank so you don't have to drip it. That being said, if you want to drip, you still can. You would just pop the top off, put a couple drips down the hole here on the top, and you can still use it that way. So if you wanna try a new flavor or something, you can. But there's pretty much your three biggest terms. We'll be moving on. There's so many different mods out there. It's basically going to depend on what type of vapor that you're going to be. And you kind of need to figure that out, or else you're going to spend a lot of money on stuff that you're going to use for a month and move on from. My best recommendation is you can't really go too big with a battery, okay? A nice 100-watt box. If you're gonna get into mods, get yourself a nice 100-watt box, okay? That'll pretty much do whatever you want it to do. Whether you're just running regular, little CE4 tanks for whatever reason you would do that for, but all the way up to RDAs that run all the way down to 0.1 sub-ohm, okay? It's all gonna be about you, okay? That's what's nice. That's why there are so many different things. This is a very personal experience. Vaping is what you want it to be. That being said, do your research, okay? You have to do research. It sucks, but it's one of those things. You go out, you buy a new car. You go out and go, ooh, I like that. I don't want to know anything about it. The price is right, so I'm going to buy that car. Some of you probably do. Most of you don't. Most of you do your research, okay? Do the same thing here. Save yourself time, save yourself money. Make sure you're happy with your purchase, okay? All right, guys, if you are going to get into some RDAs, RTAs, anything like that, if you're going to build your own coils, basically, some of the tools that you'll want to buy. Get yourself a little screwdriver set, micro screwdriver set. They're like $1 at the dollar store, okay? Get yourself some scissors. Again, probably $1. I got myself a little set of, I guess, bent needle nose pliers. Those are nice. You got some wire clippers. You want these because as you're building the coil, you need to be able to manipulate, and you're talking on a small scale. So you want some small scale tools. I picked these up at Harbor Freight. I think they were like $1.50 each or something. You definitely need those. And then we have the Kuro coilers. Now, if you are, you want to be a self winder, you got your screwdrivers here, and you can wrap them around the different diameters of your screwdrivers. If you want to make it easier, Kuro coiler, okay? I'm not quite sure what we're selling them for, but I know we do have them in stock. If you want to check out the website, lizardjuice.com, you'll see them on there, I believe. But they make things so much simpler, and I'm about to show you how those operate as well. But there you go, guys. You're definitely going to need those tools. If you want to get something fancier, like there's ceramic tip pliers and all that other good stuff, fine, great, cool, whatever. Again, all about you. But that's pretty much what I use on a daily basis, and I like to keep it cheap, so that's what I got. So next will be, I'm going to show you how to use one of the Kuro coilers and build yourself a coil. So guys, basically what you want to do, take your clippers, go ahead and cut yourself a piece of Kanthal. I already did. It's probably about 6 inches long. Then you take your coiler, okay? Pop the top off, set it to the side. If you look, you'll see you have a hole right here on the top, and it pops out the side, okay? So what you're gonna do, slide the Kanthal through, have it come out like so, okay? I'll spin it over here so you can see. Give yourself about, I always do like the first knuckle of my thumb up, pinch it, hold it down, okay? So there you go. Take your cap, put the cap on. Now, don't press this cap down and hold it, or else you're gonna spin in circles. And you'll see spinning in circles is what we're gonna do, but you want the coil to build out. You don't want the coil to build on top of itself. So just let this do its deal. So we'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that gets me around. Pull it off. You see, I've got, let's see, let's get a little focus in here. And you'll see I have a nice clean coil built and ready to go. So, get back down here. At that point, you want to straighten it out. Get yourself some tails so everything's facing in the same direction. You want one on the bottom, one on the top. So, there's your coil. And that's how to use your Kuro coiler. Now, the coilers will come in 3 different ones. There's a 20, a 25, and a 30. That's just the diameter of your center pin here. The 20 is 2 millimeters, the 30 is 3 millimeters, and the 2.5 is not 2.5 millimeters. It's like 2.6 for whatever reason. So, there's your Kuro coilers. Makes it real simple and easy to do, and that's how you build a coil. Next thing we'll do, I'll show you how to put that coil into an RDA, and we'll build you an RDA. Okay guys, last but not least, juice, okay? Probably the most important part of the whole equation. Got here some blueberry sweet tart. This is our higher PG juice. Got her in my sub tank here, and you'll see the difference, okay? And the only difference is going to be the VG to PG ratio, okay? So like I said, this is a higher PG. Got her in here. Get an okay amount of vapor, okay? But the flavor's really there. That's what the PG does for you. You get a great amount of flavor. Vapor is okay. Okay, so you get the idea there. Now, I said I didn't have any of our cloud juice. I got like a tiniest bit in a regular Aspire here from my last video review on it, just to show you the difference, okay? This is our 80-20 cloud chasing line. 80 VG, 20 PG. Check this out. Okay, that's the difference that VG makes. You still see plenty of cloud, plenty of vapor, okay? There's your difference. The flavor's still there. The flavor's not gonna be as crisp as you have with the higher PG, because that's what the PG does. But like I said, it all depends on what you want to do. I want to quit smoking and I'm in it for the flavor. You know, PG's where it's at, because you really want that flavor. You want to chase some clouds, which, you know, you're getting a mod, so you probably want to chase some clouds. Get yourself a tank, get yourself some of our new juice coming out. 5 natural ingredients, okay? Made in the USA, farmer grade, US made. You know, that's our new thing. We're getting back to the basics, guys. 5 ingredients, that's it. You know, a lot of other companies out there, hey, whatever. But that's what we're doing, okay? We should have a video out maybe sometime this week, late this week, if not really early next week. Already did a review on our cloud chasing line, and it should actually be out, be able to be purchased and in your hands the next 2 weeks is what I'm gonna say. You gotta check the stuff out. It's great stuff. Like I said, here's your difference. Eh. Eh. Okay, so that's it, guys. Mod 101. Any questions, anything I could do better, anything, you know, if I helped you out, let me know. Just leave a comment, give me a thumbs up, something, okay? Let me know if this helped you. If there's something else I need to explain, drop a comment, okay? You drop that comment in there, I can, you know, we can always add on to it. But there you go, guys. Mod 101, Big J Lizard Juice. See ya.